Good morning. It is the 13th of April. This year has gone by so quickly. It's insane. I thought, anyway, let's move on. I thought we could do a simple little knit vlog today because I just wanted to post on here and thank you guys for a couple of things. First of all, thank you so much for the response of my last video. I did not expect it at all. So it was overwhelming reading that. For me, what meant the most with your guys' comments and everything was that it helped me feel less alone, because if you watched the other video, you know what I'm talking about. I felt like a bad person for a long time, and then realizing that a lot of people feel the same way made me realize that I'm not I don't want to make this like, oh my god, thank you guys for making me realize that I'm a good person. That's not it. Your guys' comments and you sharing your own experiences made me feel a lot less alone, and my anxiety levels have decreased after posting that. So thank you guys so much. And even though I may take some time to answer, you guys, you can always reach out, because I felt so appreciative when you guys reached out with your own stories. I felt like, oh, you want to tell me that? It made me happy that you guys felt safe to tell me your own experiences and things like that. The second thing is that I got monetization on my YouTube channel. It went by like that. I got an email from YouTube saying that I was eligible. It's so difficult. I was available for monetization, and I did their things, and I thought it would take like a month, and it took 1 day, and now I have monetization. And I don't really know what it means, and I know what it means, but I should look into it more, because one thing that I know, I want to explain things, because I've watched YouTube for so many years, like my entire growing up life. I've always watched YouTube, and then starting to post on here, there are things from the perspective of the person posting that I didn't know, and I feel like I should share with you. One thing, to be able to get monetization on your videos, I now found out that you need 1,000 subscribers. You need to verify that you exist or something. You need to verify something. You need 4,000 watch hours, and then one more thing, no copyright strikes and things like that to get accepted into the YouTube partner program. I didn't know that, so I thought I'd let you know. Also, the person who posts has like this, am I gonna be taken off the monetization? No, I won't. I'll be on. You have like analytics, and you can like find out everything about you guys, and I can see where you are from. We have like it used to be 90, I don't know about now, 90% like Americans, Blueberry Pie, Texas, love you guys, Canadians, I don't know, and United Kingdom, so a lot of English viewers. I honestly thought that when I started posting that I would get a lot of Swedish viewers, and that it would be awkward for me to keep talking English, but then no, most of you guys who watches only speak English, so I'm gonna have to keep going, and I am going to do that. So since I quit my job this fall, I haven't had an income, right? and I haven't been stressed about it because I've had savings and my grandpa, and I've had help to be able to buy yarn and like coffee, and then I've like been very creative and sold yarn and sold different things. I've been creative, but now it feels nice to have some type of income coming in to like help me buy my coffee. That's the postal office. I'm waiting for yarn. Hold on. Oh my god. Wait, we'll talk about this later. Sorry. Yeah. So I thank you to Penrose Knits, because she was the reason I reached 1,000 subscribers. So this happened very quickly, but I've been trying to figure out as a person uploading on YouTube, there's like a monetization thing, and you can choose what type of ads that you want, and but I haven't found a way to like where to put the ads, because as a person who watches a lot of YouTube, one thing that I love is non-skippable ads. Like, you know, when there is 2 ads next to each other and they are like 5 seconds long, because I usually knit when I watch YouTube, so then I don't have to click skip. I can just keep on knitting and then the video continues. I love that. But then sometimes those ads are like a minute long and I want to die. I'm gonna upload this video and then like a podcast. I want you to let me know if the ads are too much, because while I need an income, I'm not gonna be the thing that I find annoying, you know? Does this make sense? Yeah. And I want to let you guys in on what I'm doing, because it's you watching the ads that makes... Whatever, I'm just gonna put this in. Now, knitting, because it's a knitting vlog, yes. I don't want to get too into it, because... Why am I pointing at you? That's rude. Because we have a podcast coming up, and I don't want to be too repetitive. But I do want to show you kind of what I have going, because for some reason I have a lot of whips. I have 4. What do I do? 4 whips. And I'm just gonna show you one of them, because I'm gonna tell you guys something. This is I've done a test knit this month, the typical slipover. I already finished that, but I have also casted on a second one. Now, this one, I've made a swatch for it earlier, and I didn't meet gauge. That was a stitch marker. But I casted it on anyway, because, okay, the typical slipover that I did before, that I test knitted, I met gauge with... Originally, the pattern has a fingering weight yarn and a mohair, so a DK weight and a 4.5mm needle. I had to use a DK plus a mohair with a 5mm needle, because apparently I knit very tight. Sorry. That slipover fits me really nicely, and it's like a not oversized at all, but it's not as tight as my other slipovers that I've made. So this one is made with why am I so excited? Sorry. It's made with Drops Flora and Knitting for Olive Dusty Artichoke. Beautiful. I have a dress that I think I'm gonna show you. Wait, I've only thought about this. I haven't like looked at how it's actually, I don't know. I have this dress, and I'm thinking it would be cute with like, so you hello, you do that around your neck, and then I just feel like, okay, it looks bad. It's gonna be a look, but this one is very oversized, so I kind of want a vest that sits snugly up until here in the waist, in my womb blends. Sorry. What is this going on? I don't know. So that's what I'm doing, and I have done the neckband. Look how pretty, very stretchy. I still need to put an elastic thread through here. It's my favorite thing to do, and we're gonna do that to a sweater. I'm gonna show you guys that. But what I wanted to get into is when people share tips and tricks in their podcasts, they sometimes say like, maybe everyone already knows this, but I'm gonna share it anyway. Thank you for doing that, because I never know the things that they give advice about. And I've had a couple of these things, but I've been thinking that maybe everyone knows it, except I didn't. But I'm gonna share them today, and it's two things. One of them is Italian bind off. I've told you guys in a video before that I knew that there was a way to do Italian bind off faster by going into multiple stitches at once. But since I usually use mohair and it's a long thread, my yarn would always get stuck and it was a disaster. And the first time I did the setup rows, I didn't like how it looked, so I've never done it again. But I did it for the sleeves of my Sunday dress, and binding that off took me like a third of the time that it usually does. And I was shocked, and ever since my Sunday dress, my Stockholm slipover, my typical slipover, this one, I've only done these setup rows, and it has helped me tremendously. Yeah. For you guys who don't do the setup rows, I'm gonna show you why you should do it. Let me get a fabric needle. Here we go. The first row, after you've finished, you've reached the amount of ribbing that you want. I've already done it, so I'm not gonna do it. But you slip the pearls with the yarn in front, like that. Put the yarn in back and knit the knit stitches. So it's just slipping the pearls and knitting the knits, right? Super easy. And then the next row, you're gonna slip the knits with the yarn in back and purl the pearls. Super easy. If you watch like an Italian bind off tutorial on YouTube, they're gonna show you the setup rows, I think. My tip for doing it though is do it loosely, like have almost no tension, like let the yarn be like this when purling, because the first time I did it, I slipped them quite tightly with the tension I usually have, and I knit very tightly. And just do it loosely, okay? And what will happen is that you end up, okay, I don't want to be in frame. It's like split into sections of 2. Can you see that? Here's a knit and a purl. My ugly nail. Look at that. It's split into sections of 2, like this. But everyone also says with Italian bind off to cut it 4 times the length. I do 3 times the length, because I always have too much yarn left over if I cut it 4 times the length. Look, I'm not on YouTube to film tutorials, so I don't want any judgment for how this is gonna go, okay? Thanks. So, with Italian bind off, you knit off the first stitch, then you purl into the second stitch, purl off the first stitch, go in between and through the purl stitch. Normally, I would just knit this off the first stitch and pull the entire thread through the stitch. But no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna knit off the first stitch, knit off, and then, do you guys see? Go into the second knit stitch directly, like this. And then you purl off this stitch, right? How you usually do it after that. And then you go directly in between here. And then I see some people knitting through the second stitch, but I don't get that to work. Okay, this is making no sense, but I just want to show you that, okay, now I've completed everything that I need to do. and now I can start over again. So instead of doing, I'm just going to show you how quickly it goes by, because now I've done 2 stitches. And now I'm purling off, going in between, and then knitting through. And I've tried to do it this way before, going through multiple stitches, done, without doing the setup rows, and for some reason, just how closely the stitches are together, it would always tangle. So I'm just saying, try this if you haven't. Do the setup rows, because you might think, oh, annoying, right? I thought so as well. Why should I do this when I can just bind it off as it is? But it goes by so much quicker and so much more efficiently, and it's more fun for some reason. I feel like it's easier to see as well what you should do, because the stitches are laying in such a certain way after every step. So you can just like quit. I can just put this aside for 5 days, come back and see directly, like, okay, well now I need to knit off the first stitch. Does that make sense? I hope so. Whatever. I just really wanted to give you guys this little tip. The other thing that I wanted to show you was putting an elastic thread through the it's one of my favorite things to do. It's the same as with blocking. I love blocking my things because it's so satisfying, and I love the process of doing it. And just like pulling an elastic thread through the neckband before blocking, you don't have to worry about it stretching. It takes you 10 seconds, and it's so satisfying to see the result. So we're gonna do it to my Sunday sweater, because that one needs one. The first elastic thread that I bought was from just a grocery store, and it's this one. So it's like a sewing thread. It's very fragile, but it's so stretchy. And then I ordered this from a Swedish yarn shop because I needed like 30 extra crowns to get free shipping, so hello. This one, however, this is Petit Knit's own. I hate it. I don't like it because this is more of like plastic. Can you hear the sound that makes? I don't know. Well, this has more like fabric to it, and this is just like straight up plastic. And tying a knot with this was impossible. I just enjoy this way more. So I'm probably never gonna use this again. I will when this ends, but for today we're gonna use this, and I'm just gonna have to go fetch my Sunday sweater. Okay, so this feels like one of those things that are so self-explanatory, and like all of you guys already know how to do this, but I'm just gonna show it anyway for the reason I told you earlier. So get yourself a little sewing needle. That's what I use anyway. I always have a lot left over, but this was like 10 crowns in the supermarket. So I just kind of... Okay, let's do a little before shot. Here it is. I'm not gonna try it on, okay? You see how it's like, it fits quite nicely, but it's down here now and it's supposed to be up here. Yeah, and how it kind of flares out a bit. So I just kind of measured like that and a little bit extra. Okay, so now we have a bit of elastic thread. Thread your needle through. Oh, English is so difficult. I'm just gonna go, see, around like here, not entirely at the top up here, and not in the middle, but like here. So this is a double folded neckline, so it has like, well, you know, doop doop doop. So I'm just gonna put it through in here and go in between like this without touching the outside here, but it's totally fine. It's okay. This is how I do it. I just kind of go through all of these like boop doop 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 doop, and just, this is a white sweater as well, so I don't have to be perfect because it's gonna, ow. The reason why I love doing this so much is because I'm not precise. So it just like, it's just quick and easy and fun. I leave a needle. I leave a little knot at the end, and I start in the back. So then I know what's the front and the back of the sweater. I could put in a label, but you know what? No. Okay, so now we're reaching the end here. So I'm just going like doop, 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 up and down, just through this, because this is a white sweater. You're not gonna notice anything. So let's evaluate the situation here. See, it's a bit wonky. I'm just gonna stretch it out like this. See where it wants to be. Just like making sure it's not too wonky. I haven't like pulled the thread through in a weird way somewhere. But keep in mind, if you do this after the neckline has already stretched, it's not going to be perfect, and that's why you want to do it before stretching it. So now I'm just gonna make a little knot here. I need more of this on this side. But yeah, so I've done a couple of knots, and then I just take the edges and just weave them in a little bit. And we're gonna do a little before and after. I don't know if you see a difference. Hopefully you can see a difference from the last clip. So now it's like, I don't want to try it on, but now we've done this. So what I'm doing with this is basically telling you to try the setup rows before doing Italian bind off. Also, knits by Mandy, you didn't like doing Italian bind off. Try it this way and see if it's better. And also, if you don't want to do it, don't even bind off your projects. Do whatever you want to do. Pepsi Max and water and coffee. I have to tell you, I was looking through the footage from earlier, and I didn't say anything about the notification that I got, but I was so happy about it. I bought some yarn, some hand-dyed yarn from a Swedish hand dyer I haven't tried before, and we're gonna get into that when I go pick it up. But this is something I wanted to do for a while, so I'm just going to show you the sweater that I'm wearing. In 2020, my mom was shopping at a Swedish store called Kappahl. I think it's Swedish, it might be Scandinavian, I don't know. And she bought this on sale for like $10. I would wear this every single day. So it's been washed multiple times. This summer I got the most insane coffee fläck. Svenskar hjälp mig, vad är fläck på engelska? Vad är fläck på engelska? Stain. I got a nasty stain on here. And now it's just gone. I must have used some type of magical detergent or something. But yeah, this has been my favorite sweater ever. You've seen it on a little bit, and it's quite long. It's very oversized, but this is my favorite sweater. And I've thought about making something. I want to try to knit something like this with the same drape. The one thing that I've always hated about sweaters that you buy from a store, like before I even thought about knitting things, was the necks, because I feel like most of them are like this. Like this one, I've tried to fold it inwards, and that looks strange. And like this, if you've seen it in the clips before, I don't know how to wear it. So I'm going to show you guys my favorite sweaters from before I was a knitter, and I want help. If you guys know a pattern of something similar, don't mind the color, just look at how the sweater is made. So this one has just stockinette sleeve. It's a drop sleeve because of course it's machine made, and it has this like lace pattern as you see here. I don't need this exact type of pattern, but I like some type of, and then it has this like stockinette section and ribbing. If you know something with this type of like dropped shoulder, oversized, and I'm gonna make it into a folded neckline, I love to recreate this, but I'm not skilled enough to just like look at this and make a sweater. So if you have an idea of a pattern for this one, I would love it, because it's just also wearing it today, it is the most comfortable thing. Let's move on to the next sweater. This one I bought for $30 in 2019, and I remember wearing this to a bowling alley. I would wear this all the time in 2019. It says wool blend. Wool blend. Is wool. This is probably like 99% acrylic and then 1% wool or something. Yeah, this one has kind of like balloon sleeves. It has ribbing until here. One thing, when I started knitting my first sweater and the first time that I did ribbing, I thought it looked disgusting because it looked so uneven. But now after knitting, I hate the way store-bought, I know people don't like it when you use the word hate. I dislike the way machine-made ribbing looks because it just looks too perfect and it is freaking me out. It also has this cool effect on the sleeves, how it's like sewn in. I don't know why it is like that. Please let me know. But I love this thick neckband. I'm not gonna try it on for you, but if you have like a similar pattern to this, it has like this little, do you see these? I think you would say that these are yarn overs or something. If you have a similar pattern to this, I would love it. Honorable mention, I have something very similar to this that I wore when I was 15, and I posted a picture on Instagram of it, and I'm gonna put the picture here. If it also, I keep looking at the neckband. I don't have that sweater anymore. I tried to look for it, but it has the most gorgeous thick neckband, and if you know something similar to that, let me know. The next one I have is gorgeous. It's from ASOS. It's this gorgeous cable knit. I'm not a fan of cables. Just looking at this is cables that I like because these sleeves are absolutely gorgeous. Do you see this? This feels like I feel like they've used a mohair acrylic blend or like a fake mohair, because you can't see, I think, but it's very like kind of see-through. These sleeves reminds me of the puff tee by Knitting for Olive, so maybe like, I just think this is absolutely gorgeous. One thing though, I hate the seaming of this. I don't know if you can see, but it's like, it's thick. And yeah, if you have something similar to this, I'm gonna have to try to wear this one time. But I just feel like I'm wearing machine knit sweaters nowadays. It feels weird. It feels, wearing store-bought sweaters, I don't know why. This one is giving me so much memories. I need to turn it around. This one I bought at a secondhand store, and I wore it all the time in Paris. One thing I don't like about store-bought sweaters either is that they always have beautiful things in the front, but then the back of it are always just plain stockinette. Not nice. I saw some type of sweater on Instagram that had this, but I've had like 3 different sweaters with this type of neckline because I just think it's super flattering. It's very feminine and I love it. Okay, look at this. I don't like how it looks. It's too perfect. And it has this lace thing. Maybe it's not lace, but this kit. What's that stain? Do you see that? Is that just me? That's disgusting. That's like curry. Ew. And then it has this beautiful like cable on the arm. This is the type of cables that I like, that are very like retro, a bit feminine, kind of vintage vibe. The last sweater is from Shein. This is the same as this one. It was this sweater and this one that I wore every single day for the entirety of 2020 and a bit of 2021 until I started crocheting. Because you know, the reason why I started crocheting and knitting is because the only thing I've worn for my entire life is sweaters. It's my favorite thing to wear. So now being able to make them and like, because this one has the same type of neckband that you just like fold it and it sits strange. But I've noticed with every single sweater that I've knit myself, I love how the neck ends up being, because I don't know why. This is just a plain balloon sleeve, black type of thing, but it's very cropped, so it ends like, it cinches in a bit at the tiny bit at the waist. So this on top of a skirt or a dress is beautiful, and I still love this. But These have been washed multiple times. They're made out of acrylic, so ooh, I don't like the feeling of them, so I'd love to knit them myself. This was a long segment, but I think this is a fun thing to like. Also, one of my favorite things to do is going into clothing stores and just look at sweaters. It's the most fun thing ever, like judging how they look. Not crochet sweaters, that makes me sad that they are being sold. I don't like, but knit sweaters, looking at them and like, yeah, just thinking of how I would do it instead, and it's a hobby in itself. And I'm gonna say it again, it doesn't have to be an exact thing, but if you've like maybe made a sweater with this type of fit, I'm thinking sweater number 14. Is it number 14? I'm gonna look. I can't tell you guys a lot, but I was at a yarn store this weekend and they had made the sweater number 14 v-neck with some type of, I think it was knitting for olive yarn, and it was the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. Like, I've looked at pictures of sweater number 14 before, and it's like by my favorite things knitwear, and it's cute, it looks nice, but seeing it in real life, I'm gonna try to film it for you guys. The neckband, is it made out of only mohair? It's a merino and a mohair together. It was the most gorgeous sweater, the one I saw in real life, and the color, it was like a brown gray mauve type of, oh, and I feel like the one I saw, it's like the same fit as this one, but they had split hem, and that, I wish this sweater had a split hem because I think it would have been gorgeous. But this is mostly for me because I really want to recreate the sweaters, and I want to see if you guys can help me out because I've tried to look, and yeah. Oh, I need to tell you guys, you saw that I bought yarn this morning. I'm gonna show you. I've bought 7 skeins of Drops Kid Silk for the soufflé top by Penrose Knits Laura. When she first showed her soufflé, I loved it. I love the look of mohair. But after my sweater number 1, I kind of like promised myself to never work with only mohair again. I think that mohair shows off better when it is held with another type of wool. I think the fabric turns out nicer. Until I went to the yarn store when I saw the sweater number 14 that I talked about, and they had a cable knit sweater, like almost exactly like this, in this color as well, made with 3 strands of mohair. That was the 3 strands of Knitting for Olive silk mohair. That was the softest, nicest fabric I think I've ever felt in my entire life. And they also had a puff tee by Knitting for Olive. That was just gorgeous, and I think they weren't incredibly see-through as well. My sweater number 1 is very see-through because it's made with a big needle, so it's more like loosey-goosey. But then I watched Knitting for Whitney. No, not, I'm getting confused. I watched her podcast. I'm gonna link it down below, and I'm gonna put it up here. She was one of the test knitters for Laura, and the way she talked about the souffle, it just made me want to start it right away. And I have bought the pattern. Her release was this Friday. I've looked through the pattern. I don't want to call myself a beginner knitter anymore because I'm not a beginner, but I may be like, I'm not an adventurous beginner either. I'm like advanced beginner. Can you say that? Let me know what I am, because I don't know myself. I just think I'm so used to, I knit a lot of petite knit, so it's also like a comfort thing because I learned to knit with petite knit patterns, so the way her patterns are written is just so easy for me and so nice because I don't have to read through everything because I know what she means, because I've read so much of her patterns and I've done them multiple times over. I was just a bit confused just looking at the pattern, but I think if I sit down and read it, it won't be. Also, Laura, if you watch this, I hope you do, otherwise this is awkward. Congratulations, by the way. Happy pattern release. Yeah, I don't know when I'll make it because I have 4 whips right now that I need to finish. I have I really want to start my Friday slipover next and my weekend slipover because I want to wear them this spring, so I want to get that done. But I really want to cast this on right now, but I think I cannot do that when I already have 4 whips. So I'm gonna go back to my roots, and when it's time for this one, I'm only gonna have this project because the soufflé pattern has a lot of new techniques that I haven't used, and I'm excited about that because it's gonna be a big learning opportunity, and this year for me is about learning new techniques. It's scary, but I'm gonna do it. But so yeah, this is what the yarn I bought this morning is for. I like how my knit vlogs, okay, so this is usually how it goes. I want to film, but then I'm like, oh, I don't have the energy to talk today. Okay, I'm gonna start filming just silent clips, and I start filming that, and then I just feel like I need to explain what I'm doing, so I end up talking, and then I end up talking for an hour. I haven't watched a lot of Cozy Cardigans videos, but she has like a really, I feel like she has a really nice, she has long vlogs where she talks a lot, but she also like has nice clips of things. I think my these videos are gonna be more of that during summer, because it's just depressing showing you beautiful clips. But I'm gonna take you guys on a lot of road trips. I want to go to different places in Sweden. I really want to go back to Denmark. I don't know about that though. I really want to go to Italy, to Eurovision, but I can't. Eurovision is this May. It's always depressing when it ends, because I end up listening to all the Eurovision songs all summer. You know that post-concert feeling when you waited for a concert, and I usually sit outside the venue every single day for many hours so I can get the front row. So after like waiting for an entire day, and then the concert, and then you get back to the hotel room, or you get back home, and you have this post-concert weird feeling. That's what I get after Eurovision when it's over, and I get incredibly sad for a long period of time, because it is my favorite thing ever. And this is a knitting channel, and I don't want to, because I don't think most of you guys either you don't care, or maybe you like, okay, so knitting is here in my life, but Eurovision is like here. It is my favorite thing in the, I could cry. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And I keep watching all these Eurovision channels of them like saying their opinions, and I started like a Eurovision channel because I just need to talk. So I might just in the end of this video let you guys know what are my favorite songs this year, my thoughts and things like that. I always hate our Sweden songs, but this year Cornelia Jacobs, first of all, I'm in love with her. Oh, I love her so much. So this year, one of my favorites is My Own Country, and it feels like a crime to say that, because in Eurovision you can't vote for your own country. But yeah, I love her so much. And there was a Eurovision live stream the last Saturday, I think, for a Eurovision party, and a lot of contestants was there to sing their songs, and Cornelia sat down, and I wrote in the chat, and she answered my comments 2 times. The second time I wrote in Swedish. I'm gonna put in the clip here.
Oh, Alexandra bjuder på öl om jag kommer till Göteborg. She says that she will buy me beer if I come to Gothenburg.
Take up that offer. Oh my god, 100%.
Yeah.
I'm in love with her. She has a boyfriend, so I'm respectfully no, you know. She's also 30 years old, but it's fine. A girl can dream, right? Okay, I'm gonna stop talking, but yeah. So if I just don't see how I am gonna vlog and like film this spring and not mention Eurovision when it is the only thing that I think about. When I knit, sure, I watch a lot of knitting things, but now like 99% of the things that I watch are Eurovision related, and I just don't know how I'm not gonna mention it in these videos. So yeah, if you're not interested, I'm sorry, you're gonna have to be, or you're gonna become interested. So yeah, enough talking. I am just gonna sit down and knit, and I'll talk to you later today, and maybe we'll take a walk to pick up my yarn. Whatever, see you guys later. I am going to open the package with you guys. I have bought some yarn. If you like petite knit as much as I do, like a lot of us do, big forehead, big, sorry. You cannot have missed her Ingrid sweater. It is gorgeous. When she has made difficult patterns before, like I've never even looked at them because I've just thought that I can't do that. I cannot do that. But then I did the Stockholm slipover this month, which was a 4 out of 5, and it was the easiest pattern I've ever done. So yeah, and I do understand that the Ingrid sweater and the Jenny jacket and all of that, it is a lot to do. Like the Ingrid sweater apparently has a lot of German short rows. So I've had dreams about the sweater. I've had at least 3 different dreams about either me knitting. The last dream I had was me knitting the Ingrid sweater, and Petite Knit was there to help me with the pattern. So yeah, it's been a big thing in my mind recently, but I don't want to knit it. I want to have it, but I don't want to knit it. So ever since I became obsessed with it, I've wanted a slipover, and I've just been like, please can she make a slipover? And then she posted on her story, Ingrid slipover in the making. I think I took a screenshot like 2 weeks ago. I'll try to find it. And then she's been like hinting at it. And for the Ingrid sweater, she uses Jensen yarn, I think. Expensive, and a mohair. And I've been thinking about what kind of yarn I would use for a slipover, because it isn't released yet. And so I was just thinking, okay, maybe something rustic. I've just been like looking at the sweater, looking at what people have used and things like that. And then today, when I received the yarn I've been looking at, she posted a picture that her slipover is done on her story, and I cannot wait to see more of it, because I'm gonna make it. I'm so excited because I love the look of the X's on it. I love the different stitches, and I think it's like doing stripes, that you've done one thing and then you want to keep on working. And I think that just as the soufflé top, I would learn a lot from knitting it, but I don't want to do an entire sweater. So doing the slipover would be like a good thing for me. I feel like it would be nice. Today though, when she posted that picture, I'll put it up again. The only thing I don't like about the Ingrid sweater is the neckline, but since it has a pearl row, so I'm just gonna fold it and knit it together. I did that with the Louvre as well. But here's the yarn. I have an interchangeable needle that I for some reason am going to use. So when I was thinking about like similar yarns, I was thinking about this indie dyer that I've looked at before. She's from Sweden, an area called Umeå. And the first time I found out about her was when I was on Google trying to find Swedish indie dyers, like in the beginning this fall. This is a difficult package to open. And I saw her logo and I fell in love with her logo, so I'm so excited to see it in real life. But for some reason I thought that, well, her yarn is rustic, right? But then she did a new, like, I don't think she has pre-orders. A lot of the Swedish indie dyers don't have pre-orders. You just go into their shop and online and buy. And then she had a restock of different yarns, and her name is Libsticka garn, and she has a yarn that I've seen a lot of people talk about called Finsk lantras. Finnish lantras. I want to open it with you guys. And I, for some reason, thought that that one was rustic, but when she added new yarns this week, I went in to look at it and thinking, ooh, I could use that yarn, the Finnish lantras, for the Ingrid slipover. Because it has like kind of the same meterage. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to make it work, okay? If I don't hit gauge with this in a mohair, I'll just make a larger size. I don't care. So I bought it in white because I love. Okay. So she said on her website that it's supposed to be a very soft yarn. So we'll see about that. That is gorgeous. Ooh, it is smelly. In a good way. Here it is. Libsticka Libsticka handfärgat garn. Finsk lantras. So this is I'm just gonna translate. 2 thready wool yarn. 2 thready? Is that 2-ply? I don't know. This is 100 grams, about 270 meters in this. I bought it in white. It is a white that I thoroughly enjoy in yarn because this is like a white. I don't know if you can tell that this is more like cream. Gorgeous. Nice. It's like Pergynt from Sandnes, but softer, but like not soft at all. And that's the yarns that I like, because this I could easily, with the mohair, have against my skin. 270 times 3, that is 810 meters, and I don't think I'm gonna need more than that for a slipover, and I always crop my slipover, so I think this will be fine, but it is gorgeous, right? So she's based in Umeå. I see all the knitters from Umeå talk about her. I follow her on Instagram. And she did have a lot of nice colors, but for some reason this felt like rustic yarn for me, so I wanted some more like... I was looking at the beige and the gray, but I'm not a big fan of gray. I don't really like knitting with gray or wearing gray. I think it's quite boring. So, but white, I love it so much. I cannot wait to I need Petit Knit to like... Can I test knit the Ingrid slipover? Hello. Mette. No, I can't. So this is gonna be like, as soon as she releases it, I'm gonna have to just let go of all my other whips and start on this. I'm gonna show you more up close how it looks. Here we go. Oh, dude, it's such a cute label. Okay, I'm still wearing my red dress. I just really wanted to wear this. I tried filming this earlier for you, but the audio was really bad, so I'm gonna see what happens when I do this. I want to show you guys the yarn that I have and what I plan to use it for. So you're just gonna have to follow along with me right now. I just reorganized this yesterday and everything is very unstable. So I'm not gonna take it out and show you. This is for my typical slipover. This is for the hjälp. Vad vill jag säga? This is for the soufflé tea. I need the lighting, thank you. This purple mohair is for this purple Sunday. Why does it do that? I need the lighting. Come on. There we go. This gray mohair, I cannot take it out because everything's gonna fall. Okay? So this is gonna have to be this gray mohair is together with this gray frivalbar yarn BFL Mashem mix. That's gonna become a weekend v-neck. This brown Tin Silk mohair is gonna be together with this brown frivalbar yarn to become a Friday slipover. Here's sock yarn for future socks. And here are some Sorella yarns that I'm gonna make either a chestnut sweater or the October sweater. I don't really know. Should we do this? I don't know, whatever. Did I say the purple yarn is for that Sunday to make a Stockholm slipover? I have 3 skeins of blue mohair to go together with this blue Flora yarn to make the novice cardigan mohair edition. That's a whip. This brown drop spell is going to be a Nordic summer dress this summer. This one single piece of Sunday that's going to become an Oslo hat. This I bought as a gift for myself. It's either going to become a slipover or am I allergic to the yarn that I bought? My throat is like closing up. It happened as soon as I started. We'll see. Whatever. So yeah, this is, I think that's all the yarns. So it's not really a lot. Slipover, 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 cardigan, a top. This is yarn for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is together with that, like 7 projects. And I don't think that's too much to have in stash, because I'm actively working on. This is a good stash for me. So those are the projects I have planned. You already saw clips of the yarn, but I'm going to show you again, just like an overview. Okay, and the last thing down here, this is the yarn that I unraveled from my crochet sweater. That's gonna become a holiday slipover, I think, for my aunt. This is the Fru Valborg yarn I'm gonna use for the weekend that I've kicked up. I'm making something out of that right now that I can't tell you about. Sock yarn that I've wound up, and this is the yarn I have for my dad's Anchors sweater. So both last month and this month, I've been really good at selling yarn that I'm not going to use, and unraveling some projects and things like that. And I thought about this like 2 days ago. I have 2 shameful whips that I've put in my closet, and one of them I showed you guys in, I'm gonna fall, sorry. One of them I showed you guys in my podcast as a whip, just so that you'd be happy with me when I finished it. If you see my podcast, you know what I talk about. I have this, my dad's Anchors sweater, and I also have I still have the acrylic holiday slipover. I only have 1 piece of ribbing, but I'm not, okay. So here's my plan. I'm still thinking about it though. Here's my dad's Anchors sweater. I've only done this much of one sleeve. And here's the yarn I have left, and then I only have 3 skeins, and those are only 90 meters. It only has 90 meters in it, and I'm out of breath. I don't know, I made it this fall. I feel like the tension, especially in the back, I just don't think it's pretty, and I hate the feeling. It's like really scratchy acrylic. It doesn't even feel like wool. So I'm thinking of unraveling this and selling the yarn. I don't want to knit this. I really don't want to. I'm gonna cry if I do it, because I don't like the yarn, I don't like whatever. So I think I'm gonna take tomorrow to unravel this and sell the yarn to someone who would rather want it. I don't know. A lot of energy. The thing is, even if I finish it now, my dad's not gonna be able to wear it until it's fall. So I'd rather make him a new one with nicer yarn this fall for his birthday. So I don't know. If you think I should unravel it, let me know. Because I'm probably gonna have to buy more yarn and it's not gonna even be the right color lot and everything. Let me know what you think. And then the acrylic holiday slipover, I am gonna frog that. Do I need to show you guys, or do you know what I'm talking about? I'll show you. These are all my tote bags, and they're stuck together, so I'm just gonna try to show you here. It's this holiday slipover with this yellow acrylic. I am gonna unravel that. I was thinking of continuing on the ribbing and then giving it away to a secondhand shop or charity, but I don't think anyone will want that slipover. So I'm gonna unravel it, make a dog sweater because that's the exact type of yarn that I need for the dog sweater pattern I've found, and make a little dog sweater for the dog I babysit a lot. And then I'll sell the rest of the yarn that I don't have to use for the dog sweater. Before I go, I thought about saying my favorite songs of Eurovision this year, but I'm just gonna write them here, because if I even start mentioning them, I'm gonna lose track of everything. So I'm just gonna write them here. Also, my Instagram handle, if you want to follow me on there. I'm gonna leave information of things that I talked about in this video in the description box. I hope you enjoyed this video. Kisses, kisses. I am losing my voice. Okay, bye bye.